So I'm going to share with you something that's unique about my business, the service that I offer my clients, because it directly addresses this number one question. And why I'm bringing it forward in the presentation is because it is the single most important question that people ask me all the time. So I want to share with you how I begin to get this question answered. So the first thing is, I want you to think about this idea that you don't have to get a calculator out and paper and a pencil and start doing math. You don't have to worry about spreadsheets anymore. You don't have to worry about going and watching different videos, trying to figure out exactly, how long will my money last, or how much taxes am I going to pay, or how much taxes will my estate have at any given point in my life, or when do I take my CPP? You won't have to do that anymore. The moment you begin working with me, something very unique happens, and I'm going to lead you through how easy it is. First thing is, I start immediately creating your financial plan, not months later. It begins right away. As your assets are being transferred for me to manage them, I begin working on your financial plan so that once the money does arrive with me, we have a plan ready to go. We start reviewing that plan. We start actually getting into the details. Now, I'm going to share with you something really cool. I doubt you've ever experienced this. It's a service that it's a rare thing to come across. And I'm about to, pull back the veil in terms of some of the things I give to my clients that people don't get anywhere else. So let's look at this together. It's called a guided retirement planning. Let's dig into this. I'm going to go right into the website right now, and I'm going to show you an actual planning session this is a sample client. This is not a real client, okay? But just to give you a sense of how does this all begin, okay? Okay, here we are inside of the software, and this is the beginning part of how you and I would work together. So consider the fact that you and I, we've agreed to work together, and I see that there are some areas where I know I can have an absolute impact on your financial plan, your retirement planning, and we're signed all the documents and you're moving your assets over. And while that's happening, you and I are now working on your plan. And so this is how quickly we can get to getting real close to understanding what your current situation is like and what we're going to need to do in order to affect an outcome where we achieve all your financial planning goals. And why I'm sharing this with you is because you're not going to get this anywhere else. I would be really surprised if you have anyone that's ever led you through this kind of collaborative approach to solving your retirement planning or your financial planning. It's a rare thing. I'm pulling back the veil on some of the services that I give to my clients. This is at no additional cost. This is just some of the detailed work that I do with you. And so watch how quickly, in 4 simple steps, how we get close to answering that number one question, and that is, will I have enough money to retire? Now, this isn't full financial planning. I'll share with you what I do after this, but watch how quickly we get through this, okay? We're going to put in your incomes here. You see, this is a couple. We're actually going to type it in. It's live on the screen. We'll do this during a Zoom call or during a one-on-one meeting in your home or your business, wherever we need to meet. Then we're going to put in your retirement. Okay, so what's special about your retirement? Well, what age do you plan to retire? So we click on this. We say age 65. We're going to live to age 90. And we're going to put in how much of CPP and old age security you're eligible for. So we'll do that for both of you. It's really quick. And you can see the graph starts to appear. And you'll notice on this left side here, where it's early retirement, mid-retirement, later retirement, you'll see some videos on YouTube where people will talk about go, slow go, and no go. That's what this refers to, that your income is higher at first 12 years, and then it begins to drop down because you're no longer as active as it used to be. And then we get to use these great sliders here that say, well, how much money do you need to spend on leisure? And so you just slide it around, and those numbers adjust for you. And then your living expenses, and then we can see exactly, trying to figure out exactly how much money you're going to be spending in retirement. So it's a different approach to that idea of 70% of your income is what you'll use in retirement. We're actually getting some detailed information. Next, number 3, let's put in some accounts. So here we've got RSP, tax-free savings account, and how much they are. And then we'll actually put in how much money someone's contributing. Now I'm putting $6,000. I'm saying that because that's the average contribution in Canada. The average contribution right across Canada is $6,000. So I'm going to use that as an example. So this couple has $330,000 of assets available to them right now. And then the last one is the result. Click on this and watch what happens. It tells them right away they're short on their retirement goal. They're 87% to their goal. So they still have some work to do to make sure that they're funded. You'll notice on the right-hand side, you'll see this red area. That means that's the unfunded. It means they're not able to pay for all of their lifestyle expenses. And it begins to happen really mid life, and that's not good, in the middle of your retirement. This is live with you in a period of probably less than 10 minutes. We'll have gotten to a point where we're probably acknowledging the very concern that you have, and that is you're not sure if you have enough money to retire, and we see it right in front of us. So real time, to get the conversation started, we're going to go explore options, and we'll say, okay, what could we do about this? What if you were to spend 5% less? So instead of thinking about your expenses and saying, we could probably do with 5% less in spending, what would that do? Immediately go from 87 to 93%. And then I say to you, well, you don't want to retire later. We're not going to change this retirement date. You want to retire. I mean, the good thing is you want to say, can I retire sooner, is what you really want to hear. But then I'd say, well, look, we're only putting $6,000 a year away towards your RSP. Could you put a little bit more? Well, you can see here it actually tells you how much more you need to do. But if we say, could there be 500? Is there more money? Well, $550 gets you 99%. I'll just move that to 600, and you'll see we're at 100%. So in a very short period of time, 10 or 15 minutes on a Zoom call, I know what your situation is and what we can do about it right away. Now, that's not full financial planning. That's just us beginning a conversation. That is you and I being able to bring everything forward, front and center, to know exactly where you are, what your situation is, and what are two things that we could do immediately to bring your retirement to 100%. Well, this is it. Now, the next part, down at the bottom right-hand side, it says promote to level 2. That means start doing full financial planning. Start doing much more detailed financial planning. So things like, what retirement accounts are you going to draw down on first? What age should you start taking your CPP? How are we going to mitigate you having to give back some of your old age security because you have too much income, right? How much taxes do you have on your estate? What if you have other sources of income like pension income? We didn't put that in there. Or rental property income. We didn't put that in there. So that's why I say this is just the beginning part that I go through each client, where I share with them, hey, watch how quickly we can get to what we need to do, and then let me dig into full financial planning, drill down and come up with that 20-page document that says, here are the other things that we're going to do to finesse your financial plan to make sure you're giving less money to Revenue Canada, that you're drawing down with the right assets in the right order, and that you're going to be maximizing your estate value to your beneficiaries in a tax efficient way. That's what the full financial planning does. But real quickly, I'm able to help my clients get to that. So that's a really quick way of sharing with you one of the ways that I'm able to help the clients real fast in just one call when we start planning.